Hello sweet ones, welcome to a new video. My name is Sophie, nice to see you back, or if you're new here, lovely to meet you. I'm an artist based in Melbourne, Australia, and this piece is maybe not like the usual work you see from me. It's the end of the year, it's the end of December, and work is done for the year. It has been a huge year of work for me. And for the last couple of months, I've just been craving getting into the studio and playing with this really large watercolor paper that I've gotten lately. It's A1 size, 600 GSM watercolor paper. It's huge. I usually work really small. I usually work A5 and sometimes A4 sized. So going from A5 to A1 is a massive leap for me. I was craving just painting in a slightly different manner, drawing in a slightly different manner, getting bigger, making my brush strokes bigger and looser, and just freeing up and exploding out onto the piece of paper. That's all I've been wanting to do for the last couple of months, and it's been really nice to finally have the time and the energy to get into my studio and make something just for me. This is actually the second piece that I did with this sort of mindset. The last one is the piece that I did last. I'll link a little, I'll put a little bookmark here for you if you wanted to watch that. Yeah, I feel like painting really large gives me a slight lack of control to what I'm used to when I'm drawing or painting something smaller and tighter. Yeah, my brush strokes have to be bigger, my drawing has to be bigger, my brain has to think bigger. So this piece is based off a photo I took of my little greyhound Pia at a lake, local lake near my house. And it was very busy, lots of bushes, lots of brambles, lots of sticks. So I removed a bunch of that busyness in the foreground, and of course played with the colour and that sort of thing. But essentially it's pretty close to the actual photo in the way that the greyhound is standing in the water, and then you can see the horizon line and the clear reflection and the trees, and all the leaves were turning yellow and golden. I think I must have taken this photo back in the autumn time. I realised that I've never really painted Pia before, so it was her time to shine. I really, really, really love doing landscape pieces. This year, back in April, I did En Plein April, which was an art prompt for all of April to do an en plein air painting every day. Some of the days I went out and actually drew from life, but a lot of the days I drew landscapes from pictures that I had taken when I was on my travels or just around town while I was out walking the dogs here and there. And it was so fun. I did a bunch of paintings and they really helped expand my brain, helped me experiment with a new medium, and helped me experiment with a new style. It really was so good for my brain, and I loved the results that came out. So, you know, life has been busy since then, so I haven't really had much time to do any finished landscapes again. So this was, one, a chance for me to make another landscape, and B, the chance to experiment with different scale and slightly different style and paint and color. Yeah. Creative play is so important. So important. It's like part of the foundation of my art practice. There is always so much more room to grow. And being playful, being silly, being experimental, trying new things, trying new mediums, sizes, scale, whatever. It's so good. I know it can be kind of scary, trying something new, especially once you've sort of perfected one thing and you've stuck to one thing, and maybe you've stuck to that one thing for weeks, months, years even. it can be scary trying something new and changing completely out of the blue what it feels like out of the blue. But in my opinion, I think that changing it up is good for your brain, it's good for your skill, it's good for your hands, it's good for your overall development as an artist and as a person. Maybe you've perfected something and you can do that and you can do it really well and you're super skilled at it, and the thought of changing can be scary, but continuing to search for a different kind of creation or different kind of way of creating that is unique to you is I think just the most exciting part of making art. It's also cool to look back on how you've progressed over the years, months, weeks, whatever, and you can see that you've been searching and working towards something, whether you know it or not. It really does help you develop something, and it makes you more well-rounded with different art materials that come into your possession. Like, I'm highly confident with picking up different art materials and not being afraid of them and just throwing them down and giving them a go. And I just think that comes from all of my years of trying new things over and over and over and over again as often as I can. Yeah, in high school, my art teachers taught us how to try new things every time. And when you think you've tried everything, you keep going, because there's always secret little hidden passages in your brain to figure out how to use something in a different way or how to paint something in a different way. And that really helped me with my confidence when it comes to different art supplies mediums. And sometimes I'd have a vision of something and I'd get close to that, hoping that something lovely would come as a result, but it still wouldn't feel right, and just had to keep trying and keep playing. Yeah, and it gets closer and easier and more fun every time. But at the same time, it's not always fun trying new mediums, Sometimes it just goes really bad, sometimes we're having really bad art days, or we're just feeling uninspired, this, that and the other. But in general, creative play is so important. I really strongly encourage you, especially if you're toward the beginning of your art career and starting to make art, put down the materials that you're comfortable with and try something that feels completely out of your zone, out of your brain, out of your wheelhouse. And try it a few times. Try it a bunch of times over and over again in different ways. Failing is the way to progress, and practice is the way to progress. Take your time and have fun. You're going to learn so much about yourself and about your artistic vision, and you're just gonna be a little snowball rolling down a big hill collecting all the snow, and you're going to be the most beautiful big sparkly snowball that there ever was. Anyway, I'm going to leave you here with the rest of the painting. Enjoy some sweet grooves. We'll catch up with you at the end of the video. Alright, we made it to the end of the video. Before I go, I should say that the materials I used were Holbein Acrylic Gouache paint, miscellaneous brushes. I have no idea what they are. I just pick up whatever soft synthetic brushes are on special. And I use Neocolour 2 pastels that are so fun to play with, so fun to scribble with. I hope you really enjoyed this piece from me, and this is probably going to be my last video of 2022. I hope you all have a really fun and safe and gentle 2023. Yeah, I will see you next time in the next video. Biggest hugs, biggest squeezes. Big thank you to my patrons. As always, you are my everythings. All right. Bye.